Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Nanda's Monday morning quiz number 10, dated 18th October 2021. Thank you once again for the wonderful responses to the previous quiz, MMQ 9. We had a significantly large number of responses, I think being it a quiz on SPC, and I think the questions were fairly simple as against the others in the previous versions. We did receive a good number of responses, and we also had a fairly large number of correct responses for all the three statements. However, the top three was selected for the merit certificate and the award vouchers. With this opening remarks, let me move on to MMQ 10. This is another a version where a graphical output from a software is given, and there are three statements. So before wasting more time, let me quickly share my screen and start the presentation. Okay, so Monday morning quiz MMQ 10 dated 18th October 2021. So here goes the first part of the presentation, which is I wanted to make an announcement before we actually move on to the quiz question. On 7th November 2021, there's a good news for all the winners of MMQ 1 up till this quiz, MMQ 10. You'll all be felicitated during a virtual meeting. So it's going to be an MMQ winners virtual meet. Congratulations to about 25 odd quality professionals who have won the quizzes so far. So we will be thought of organizing as part of the Quality Month celebrations. We thought of organizing a virtual meeting on the 7th November 2021 at 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. It's a Sunday. And the Zoom meeting invite will be emailed to you on the 6th of November 2021. Well, it's been a nice journey. What started off on 24th of May 2021 was our first MMQ that we launched. And we have it's been a very happy, interesting and exciting journey for us. We are 10th edition, and we eagerly look forward to the 25th, 50th, and the 100th version. We thought we will group all the winners of the first 10 MMQs together in a meeting, and then formally award the eligible vouchers, and a few of those who have attended the training program. For the remaining, we thought we'll offer the award vouchers that we had discussed. So this meeting is on the 7th of November 2021. Please make a note for all the winners of the quiz up to MMQ 9. And the winners who are likely to be announced next week, which is MMQ 10 winners. So for all those, we'll have this winners meet on the 7th of November 2021. Okay, with this information, for those who are signing up for the first time, same message. So it is the methodology in which this quiz has to be answered, the results announcement, and the awards. They're all available in our previous versions. So if you look at our YouTube channel, and if you go to MMQ 7 or 8 or 6 or whatever it is, you will know the rules. So I don't want to repeat the rules again because most of you are now familiar with that. So let me move on to the most interesting part of today's presentation, which is the question for MMQ 10. So this is the question. This is on the CUPPA study, the attribute gauge R&R study, which most popularly we refer as a CUPPA study. So as per AIAG 4th edition, okay, so you need to conduct a gauge R&R study for attributes, which is referred as the CUPPA study, right? So this is an output that we get from software called GaugePak from PQ Systems. So this is the attribute MSA study conducted with 3 appraisers and 50 parts. So these are the 3 statements. I've also published the output of the software, so you can have a closer look of the final output of the results, which has the CUPPA values, and then at the bottom you also have the effectiveness, miss rate, and false alarm rate. So the question is actually very straightforward. If you have a chance to go through the MSA manual, MSA AIAG 4th edition manual, I think answering these questions could be fairly straightforward. So anyway, these are the three statements. The first statement says kappa values in this study, what is mentioned at the bottom, kappa values in this study indicate good agreement. So whether it is true or false is what you need to mention in the Google form. And statement number two, false alarm rate of appraiser C is not acceptable. So whether this statement is true or false. And statement number three, miss rate of appraiser A and B mentioned in this output, is it marginally acceptable? So these are the three statements pertaining to an attribute MSA study. So have a look at this output and make your judgment. It's a true or false. Of course, faster finger first, and look forward to receive your responses. So now let me move on to the previous quiz answers. Okay, this was a quiz on SPC, which was Monday morning quiz number 9, which was dated 4th of October 2021. A true or false statement. So the first statement, of course, gave the output of the software SQC pack from PQ Systems. So the first statement was this process is stable. So if you look at the control chart at the bottom, so you have an X bar R chart where you do have points outside the limits. So the process is actually not stable. So this statement is false. And I'm happy to confirm that 80% of the respondents got this correctly. So they all said this is false. So it was about 80%. So it's a fairly straightforward question and a very popular question being in SPC. The next statement was a little tricky, but I'm happy that many of you got that correctly. Although CPK is greater than 1, this process is not capable. So that is what was the statement. So if you look at this, the CPK, the output of the capability study says CPK is 1.17. But as you see the histogram, you have a few parts outside the specification also. So although the answer, the calculated value of CPK is greater than 1, but by looking at the histogram, you could look at, you could get some, there are a few, samples of parts which are outside the lower specification limit. So it doesn't seem to be capable. So the answer is true. This statement is true. Okay, so 80% again, I'm quite happy that 80% got it correctly this time. So they probably had a chance to look at the histogram. I guess they made the right choice. So 80% of the respondents got this correctly. So moving on to the third question, calculating CP/CPK for this process is incorrect. So this is the most important lesson that I try to convey when I do an SPC training, that whenever your process is not stable, that means your control chart is not stable if it has special causes of variation. And whenever it's not stable, and if the histogram is also not normally distributed, if you look at the histogram, it doesn't seem to be normally distributed. It looks maybe bimodal, or it looks a kind of a random distribution, which, I mean, it indicates that there's something wrong in this data for capability calculations. Please remember that, any other formulas that you use to calculate CP and CPK, they are basically assuming two important things: that the process is statistically stable, that means there are no points outside the limits or no special cause variations on your control charts, and the histogram follows a normally distributed graph. So in this case, it doesn't seem to. So with both these conditions, I don't think it is worth calculating CP/CPK. So my statement saying calculating CP/CPK for this process is incorrect, or we normally say it's not reliable, is actually a correct statement. So about 67% got it correct. Actually, I'm happy that, I was expecting a much lower percentage because of the trickiness in this question, but I'm happy that about 67% of the respondents got this right. So whenever your control chart is not stable and your histogram is non-normal, it's not, the normal CP/CPK formulas may give you a wrong, interpretation. Like in this case, the process seems to be capable with CPK greater than 1 and CP of 1.7. But the reality is it is not. And if you really look at this data, we have this data which we share during a training program. You do have almost about 20% of the sample which are outside the specifications. So that's a reality. So any process, I mean, that's what the AIAG manual, ASPC manual page number 20, para number 3 also says. Any process must first be brought into statistical control by detecting and identifying the special causes of variation. Then only its capability to meet customers' expectations can be assessed. And this is the basis of continual improvement. Very fantastic paragraph that is mentioned in the AIAG manual, SPC manual, page number 20, para number 3. And that's what is the direct reference to this question. So the answer is true. You cannot calculate CP/CPK if your control chart is not stable and your histogram is not normal. And 67% got this correctly. Well, it's time for me to now declare the winners. So there are 3 winners who got these answers correctly. This was of course, the fastest fingers first. The top 3, there were a few others also who got these questions correct. But these are the top 3 gentlemen who got these respondents early and correctly. So Mr. L.R. Balaji, Senior Engineer Quality Assurance from Amphenol, Bengaluru. So he wins he got these answers correctly. Of course, these are mentioned in the alphabetical order of the names. It doesn't mean that who got. All 3 are the first 3 respondents. Okay, so when we put it to the slide, we follow an alphabetical order. The second winner of MMQ09 is Mr. M. Sendil Kumar, Deputy General Manager, Corporate Quality Assurance of Rani Brick Linings Limited, Chennai. And then the third winner of MMQ09 is Mr. K. Sivaraman, a Deputy General Manager of Operations, Wheels India Limited, Chennai. Now, it's very heartening to see a lot of middle management and senior management team members also participating. It's a very interesting set of responses that we get. We get right from GET to even a few vice president operations. So I'm really happy that MMQ is actually picked up well. And as always, I continue to say that it's not the question of just winning the quiz. It's a question of understanding the concept, because most of our questions are not direct. They test your understanding of the concepts. So that's very important. And the more and more your understanding is better, sometimes you unlearn a few things by way of this quiz. I think it will help you to become a much better quality professional, much better asset for your organization, and that will make your organization globally competitive. So that's the whole idea and the spirit of MMQ. And congratulations to these winners. And I look forward to your responses for MMQ 10 as well. So thank you so much for your attendance and attention. And I seriously look forward to looking at MMQ 100, and I'm getting excited. So how many more people? And what is also important is, because of this quiz, I am able to get in touch with a few individuals whom I would not have probably interacted. For example, Mr. Balaji from Amphenol, is great that MMQ is what has connected the 2 of us. And so are many others. So that is what this MMQ is all about. Creating a movement, creating an awareness, and with quality a month around the corner, we also want to have this winners get together on 7th November. I really look forward to meeting you all on that, and many more new winners to come in the subsequent editions of Monday Morning Quiz. So with this, let me wish you all good health, happiness, take care, and keep responding to the Monday Morning Quizzes. Have a close watch on our YouTube channel to see when it is posted. I mean, it is on Monday morning, but we try to keep it, as early as possible, so that, and if you're subscribing, I think most of you have, so you actually get the notification, and so you're able to respond quickly. So thank you so much for your attention, and see you soon on another edition of Monday Morning Quiz. See you. Bye. Take care.